All right, Samori Benjamin here with one of the stars of the New York Liberty here before a big game 4 tomorrow night. Jonquel Jones. Jonquel, it's a pleasure to talk to you. All right, thank you for joining us before this big game. Now, I'm a big fan of yours, and I happened to meet your father the other night. He actually told me that since you were a very little kid, you wanted to be professional. So, how did you get into basketball?
I got into basketball because of him. I remember watching him play in like YMCA leagues, and I remember him coaching and taking me to practices with him. And like my earliest memories of basketball are with my dad. So definitely because of him that I got into the game of basketball.
And you're from the Bahamas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's interesting because my favorite player, I was just covering baseball all summer.
Jazz.
Jazz Chisholm, my favorite player right now in baseball.
Yeah.
I love Jazz, yes. So, and you were doing your thing. Now, let me ask you, did you have any favorite basketball players growing up?
Oh yeah, I liked all of the Detroit Pistons back in the day. That was my team when they had Rip, Chauncey, Rasheed. You know, that team that won a championship and was in like numerous Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So that whole team, all those players from that team are like role models to me, and how they played that team basketball. I think that was a big part of like my inspiration for the game and how I wanted to play.
So, what do you think, just in your upbringing? I know you ended up moving to Maryland and playing at a school in Maryland when you were about 14 or so, but what do you think was the key point in your development that really got you to where you needed to be at?
I think that was a key point in my development right there. I think I came over to the U.S. and I was a very skilled player, but I wasn't ready for the level of basketball that was being played in Maryland at the time. Like the school that I went to, Riverdale Baptist, we were like constantly or consistently in the top 10 in high school basketball. So my year when I came out, when I graduated high school, all of us, I think we had like 8 of us that were seniors on that team. All of us went D1, so that was the caliber of players that I was kind of stepping into when I came from the Bahamas, and I wasn't necessarily ready for that level. And thankfully, my coach, Coach Rich, was patient with me, and she saw that I loved the game and I was willing to grow and I had potential. And so she kind of nurtured that. But I think those were key times of development for me as a basketball player.
And I know you went to Clemson for college, then you transferred to George Washington. So, how were your GW years in college?
My GW years were amazing. I had a great time at GW, great experiences. I love being in DC, being close to the White House. I could walk to the monuments anytime I wanted to. I could walk to the White House anytime I wanted to. I loved all the colleges that were in the area. I felt like it was a perfect mix of like urban life and still like that college, like dorm, old school type of feel. So I think that was amazing.
Okay, now drafted by Connecticut, 2016, first round, and 2017 you win most improved player, and you also win the 6th Person of the Year award in 2018. You have a lot of success. 2017 you actually set the WNBA record, single season, most rebounds in the season. Got your 2nd year, and then you all went to the playoffs, all that. So I mean, how was that for you, just having so much success early on in your career?
It was great, but I credit a lot of that to me going overseas and playing in Korea and playing for a coach that was like really tough. And he kind of got me ready for the WNBA and kind of got me ready for like any of the hardships that I would face as a professional, whether it was overseas or in the WNBA. And so I tell people all the time, like I wanted to go home so badly when I went to Korea, but I called my brother and he was like the right person to call. He told me to suck it up and stay there, and I feel like it kind of just shaped my I guess my mentality for my entire career to be able to just stick it through and see things through. And I think my career would have went a completely different way if I had left Korea. So I'm happy that I was able to stay there.
Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here quick. Couple more. Okay, now 2017, like I said, you were starting. You all lose in the playoffs to the Mercury both years, 17, 18. 2019, you're starting again. You have a monster season, make the All-Star team again. You all in Connecticut make the finals. You play Washington, where you went to school. You all lose in 5 games, a tough series. So what was that year and that final experience like for you?
It was amazing. We were playing great basketball. It felt like the finals I was playing amazing again. And I felt like we were a couple minutes away from being champions. And so to have it kind of, I wouldn't say pulled away because, I mean, they beat us, but just to kind of have it slip away like that, it was heartbreaking. It's still, to me, it's probably like one of my hardest experiences as a professional to be able to be so close and, come up short. So I've been kind of using that my entire career as like something to drive me and motivate me to push me.
Before I leave, I have to ask you about your 2021 MVP season with Connecticut. Monster year for you again. Just how was it for you to be able to get that award, and how do you feel like everything came together for you that year?
Yeah, I think that year Yeah, everything came together well. I came into the season healthy. I felt good with like my different levels of my game, whether it was a three-point shot or attacking off the basket. I did a lot of things during the off season to kind of work on creating space in the post and like taking people off the dribble and like kind of using Euro steps and different stuff like that to finish around defenders or over the top of defenders. And I think it translated very well. And you could definitely see the combination of my hard work and stuff that I put in the gym during the off season.
Okay, last one. Okay, so now you came to New York this year. We got an MVP to come to New York. Then a second one with Breanna Stewart, so New York. We thank you all because it's been hard here in sports. And your first year, you all came together. A lot of expectation. You all met that. You were in the finals right now. All right, rough 2 first games. Last game you all won. You have been amazing all 3 games. You had the monster game on a Sunday with 28 points, 8 boards, 3, 3, and 2. So what's your mindset just going in what we know will be a raucous Barclays Center crowd for Game 4 tomorrow night?
Yeah, the mindset is the same, to come in and play with a chip on our shoulders, to come in and hit first, to create that level of physicality that the Aces will be able to kind of expect throughout the entirety of the game. And yeah, just not play soft, nothing easy. Like make it feel, and yeah, just make it feel like finals, like a finals game.
All right, Jonquel Jones, 2021 WNBA MVP. First, your Liberty. Jonquel, thank you so much. Good luck, all right? Go Liberty. We're back.